understand the value of knowing our past so it can help to shape our future. The people of the Virgin Islands and the people of Denmark for decades have enjoyed a powerful and wonderful relationship. Virgin Islanders traveled to Denmark over many, many years, and many Danish citizens come and visit and spend their money in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I myself had the good fortune as a young senator, was a lot thinner, traveling to Aarhus, Denmark, with the St. Croix Heritage Dancers and a contingent of steel band players from the Elena Christian Junior High School, and we were warmly received and we were treated well. There are a number of projects that the ambassador and the members of your team have been speaking with us about, projects even beyond the scholarships, the renovations and restoration of historic buildings in the Virgin Islands, and we have agreed with the Senate President that we will make our contributions to those projects as students from Denmark and tradesmen from Denmark and tradespeople in the Virgin Islands work together to restore those historic edifices. And we want to thank you for that and for those contributions. You're right, going to a brighter future is clearly in our path. Contributing to the education to our young people is something that we embrace in the Virgin Islands, because coming off of the land and coming out of farms, I was one raised on a farm, we were always told that your education is your freedom to your dreams. And educating our young people to the freedom of their dreams and to whatever they wish to become. Yes, it's been 100 years for the transfer from Denmark to the United States of America. And we have much work to do as American citizens. But we acknowledge as a people that our lives under the American flag and our opportunities under the American flag have been vast. Our ability to pursue education, to become doctors, lawyers, craftsmen, scientists, teachers, professors, public administrators, business owners, politicians, have just gone across the fabric of Virgin Islanders. Over 40,000 persons who identify themselves as Virgin Islanders live in the U.S. mainland. And I dare say most of them participate in the national political process. I myself, as my history will reflect, loved voting in presidential elections. And the delegate, they're laughing because I have to pay a price for that. A worthy price. And the delegate Plaskett Stacy is correct, that we hold a distinction, and Secretary Zinke said last night after his visit with the American Legion, and that the vast number of Virgin Islands that serve in the military, and we yearn to participate in the national elections. This past election, Secretary Zinke, we found that our participation was most important because folks were really counting on delegate counts in both the Democratic Party and in the Republican Party races. And so we had candidates and representatives from the candidates and ads in the Virgin Islands because they needed the delegate count. And that excited a number of Virgin Islanders. But to be able to go down to the polls and to cast the actual vote for the commander-in-chief of the nation and the leader of the free world is something that we yearn to do. And we understand the realities of the Constitution and the need for us to work as a people under self-determination to get us to that point. We look at this day as a day of reflection and some degree of celebration, but recognizing that the next 100 years is a period of work, of political maturity, of decisions of self-determination. I don't know what fully the data reflects in terms of polling the people of the Virgin Islands, but I dare say, and I will, if I am wrong, the folks will do what they would do appropriately, but I dare say that the people of the Virgin Islands by the greatest numbers, I sincerely believe, wish to have a closer relationship and be greater embodied into the fabric of the American family. And I sincerely know that in our next 100 years, we as a people will make those decisions and we will do the work that's necessary to get where we ought to be. We look forward to working with the new administration on issues as you have addressed on the infrastructure, on policies that assist in the growth and the development of the economy, on healthcare, real healthcare initiatives that can aid in our citizens as they struggle to live healthier and to make healthier choices, and for the education of our young people, which is so vital to their future, the future of the Virgin Islands, and for all of us. I want to thank all of the citizens from Denmark who came to this celebration and paid their money to be a part of today. I've just really been amazed by the number of people that have stepped up to me and say, I'm from Denmark and I'm from here. And when I came here for this event, and when the Prime Minister and the Secretary and our groups left Government House this morning after breakfast and walked into King Street, the amount of Danish citizens that surrounded the Prime Minister and his wife to say hello and to take a picture and to greet them was heartwarming. And Mr. Prime Minister, it was good to see that you could campaign in St. Croix. So we thank you. We thank you so much for being here. We welcome you and your staff and your wife for being here. We look forward to your visit. You're going to get to see a lot of beautiful places and meet a lot of wonderful people. Mr. Secretary, we thank you for making this your first official visit to one of the territories outside of Washington, and to being here with us and to celebrating with us and observing with us. And we thank you for sharing in the testimonial that we did this morning, acknowledging those who have lost their lives coming through the slave passage. We want to thank you for meeting with our veterans and the American Legion and recognizing their service to this great country. I know that we're going to do a lot of positive work on behalf of the citizens living in the territories, and I personally look forward to working with you. And please don't take this the wrong way, but I really can't help but admire those American flag socks that you're boasting today. And thank you so much, and we really appreciate you being here. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to enjoy the rest of the celebration and the acknowledgement. I ask the good Lord to bless each and every one of you with good health and long life. I ask the good Lord to bless the Virgin Islands and bless the United States of America. Thank you.